Hey y'all, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome back to the basement for the season finale of Ms. Marvel, streaming now on Disney+. And it does say season finale on the channel itself, so maybe we'll get a season 2? I don't know. I hope so. Even though I'm going to talk a bunch that make you think that I don't want another season. But no, that's not true. Last episode, we had this rather beautiful backstory into Kamala's family, which was great, but it left a lot of unanswered questions that are frustrating to me. And so when I was watching it, I was saying, what is happening? I'm going to need somebody to explain to me what is going on. And what wasn't the right word? It should have been why. Why were the things happening that were happening? So I'm going to talk a little bit about plot. And this may be a little lengthy, so if you want to skip ahead to the reaction, that's okay. I do not blame you, but this might give you some insight into why stories may or may not connect with you. Also as into what I'm looking for when I am watching different stories played out, because I'm constantly trying to learn, because I want to improve my craft and make really good stories that people love and return to and want to talk about. So I break everything down as I see it. So that's why I'm going to talk about plot. And when we come to plotting, there's industry terms, there's different types of writers. On one hand, we have the plotters. Those are the people that will plan everything out, start to finish, characters, goal, motivation, conflicts. They know what's going to happen in each chapter, beginning, middle, until the end. Then they will sit down and then they will write the story based on the train tracks they have laid out. Plotters. On the other end of the spectrum, we have pansters. These are people that may have a premise, will sit down and just start writing a story by the seat of their pants. They have no idea where they're going. They're just going to write. And hopefully at the end, they will have a completed project. I'm not a pantster. I've tried. It did not work out well. That book should have been out 5 years ago. It is a mess. And yes, it is the last sprawling A Ranch Cowboy book. I'm sorry. It needs so much work. I am not a pantster. What I actually fall in the middle. I'm called a plotting pantster, which means I know beginning, I know the inciting incident, the 3 twist points, conclusion, and the end. I don't know how I'm going to get to each point, but I have a general roadmap. I've got a heading of where I'm going to go. And it kind of looks like this. This is my plot board. This is where Seasons of August. This is part 1, which just came out. Part 2, part 3, there will be more parts, just haven't gotten there yet. But I basically know what's going to happen approximately in each chapter. I can switch the chapters up if I need to, but I have an idea of where I'm going. And with Ms. Marvel, I feel as if the creators are plotting pantsters, whereas they have each episode. And they'll go, okay, in this episode, we're going to talk about XYZ. This episode, This episode, we're going to hit this. But what they're missing is the connecting point. How we got from here to here and here to here. And that becomes a problem because this part, the connection, that's the journey. That's the why. That's the how. That is how we as consumers will either relate more, will be more invested in. We need the hows and whys. No matter how we get them, we have to have the connections between each spot to another. And that's what's missing in the show. That becomes an issue because now you have people like me who have questions. These are all the questions I wrote down. After the last episode, I don't think we'll get these answered. If we get any of them answered in the finale, I will be delightfully surprised, but I don't think we are. And again, it becomes an issue, which I will get to in just a point. Here's some of the questions I had. You might have had them too. Starting with the clandestines. Why were they banished? Do we know why they were banished? Who were they as a little group? Or were they groups that were all banished at once? Or were they individually banished and kind of came together in our dimension? I'm getting the dimensions and the realms mixed up. But in our area, they gathered. Why? Were they banished because they were doing bad? Or were they banished because they were exposing bad things being done? This becomes an issue. Yes, when it comes to integrity, because Najim really quickly went from supposedly sweet and helpful to evil. So bad, so quick. So does that mean Aisha was possibly not a good person? We don't know why they were banished. Then we've got the bangle. The bangle was found on a blue arm. Is it Cree arm? We don't know. How did this group of people know about the bangle? How long have they been searching for it? Do we need to know where the bangle comes from? Yes. Why? Because it may or may not work with clandestine energy. So possibly, if it doesn't work well, or if it's not meant to mesh up with clandestine energy, this could become an issue for Kamala later on when she herself is trying to use the bangle. Is there a second one? I don't know, because we don't know anything about the origins of the bangle. So, okay. Then we have, they get separated. Aisha gets separated from the group. Later on, Najma finds her. She has made a new life. Why couldn't Aisha say, hey, nice to see you again. I thought you were dead. I have found a new life. I have made a new home here on this realm. Here, you take the bangle, you go back home. Or just have gone, I get it. I want to stay here. I will help use the bangle to get you all back home. I choose to stay. Why was that not an option? And now that's going back home and opening the veil, destroying our world in the process. Was this something that they knew? Was it something that they didn't know? If they knew, did they not care that it happened? Or was that the goal, was to make that realm swallow up our realm? We don't know. Is that an issue? Yes, because this could happen later on to Kamala. She may have to fix or deal with whatever ramifications those issues are going to cause. Now, while we are in Karachi, we have this Red Dagger Brotherhood. 2 brothers? Was there only 2? Where were all the other Red Daggers? And it kind of made it appear as if Aisha herself was a Red Dagger. So is she gonna appear? I don't know. I thought we might see her somewhere. She was in hiding, but it looks like she died, or at least it possible died. I don't know. But where's the rest of these Red Daggers? We got a little taste of them. That was the whole thing. We got little bitty tastes of everything, but nothing really deep and immersive and wonderful. I wanted deep, immersive, and wonderful. I didn't want to, oh, quick, you're cool. Where did you go? I wanted to spend time with you people. So yeah, Red Daggers, where the rest of them are, I don't know. And then we have that very heartbreaking scene. Aisha's dying. She takes out the picture. She grants herself one last wish. So I guess this is Jinn energy. She makes this spell, casts this spell. What seeks you will seek you in return. I think it's something like that. Kamala shows up. It seems as if she was casting it for Sana to find herself. Kamala shows up and she's like, oh, Sana, it worked. And it's like, no, it didn't work. Why didn't your own wish for you? And why didn't it work for Sana? Sana had the bangle. Sana's had the bangle the whole time. Sana believes in magic. Sana said she saw the train. We understand why it might not have worked for Maniba because she wasn't a believer. But Sana was a believer and saw the train, so why didn't she come back and save herself? Why did it misfire? Is it because that bangle is not meant for them? Or is it just because we don't know why? I don't know why it didn't work. So while it was a beautiful scene, I'm going, why didn't Sana save herself? The should have, would have, could have. I wish they had just gotten rid of the DODC storyline whatsoever, because you still could have had the events of Kamala trying to find who she is, her place in the world, her relationship within her family and within her community. We could have gotten all these wonderful stories about family, because that's what this episode was about. Having family, the family you were born into and the family you find, and just meshing and gelling and being wonderful people. You could have had all that without the DODC at all, until maybe possibly the end where they show up because they go, oh, hey, you're doing these things, we need to talk to you. And that's the season finale cliffhanger going into She-Hulk or something else. So again, I wish they would have dropped the DODC and just kept it with Kamala and her family and her family's lineage. I think it would have been a much deeper story, because this is the point of the whole thing. Why is this important? Because you're going to watch the show and you may be like me or a lot of other people I've seen where they'll go, yeah, Ms. Marvel was fun. It was okay. Watch it if you have nothing else to watch. And that's the kiss of death, because we have so much content. We are inundated with it. We are now in a world where something has to catch on and be viral and for it to have any money thrown behind it. And this is a show business. If people aren't talking about Ms. Marvel or recommending Ms. Marvel, stories like Ms. Marvel are not going to be told. And we need stories like Ms. Marvel to be told. We need stories that aren't about white people and American culture out into the world. We need that diversity just to enrich our world. There's 100 plus countries and thousands, I'm going to say thousands, at least hundreds of different cultures. When we experience different things, we grow and we learn as people. And so if people are not talking about Ms. Marvel, shows like her are not going to be made, and they need to be made. And that's where my frustration lies. I need shows like Ms. Marvel, and I'm afraid we're not going to get them because people won't be talking about them. Subconsciously, you'll say, I'm thinking too much. I'm overthinking. Nobody thinks this way. They do. They just don't realize it. It all happens deep, deep down inside, and it comes out verbally with, meh, it was okay. Or, I just didn't connect, not for me. That's what it comes out as, that apathy. And we cannot have apathy when we want things we love to be made more of. Yeah, I think that wrapped it up nicely. Thanks for going with me on that little subplot of plotting and journey and why it's important in our stories. So yeah, I guess I'm ready to get to it. I know you're ready for me to get to it. So I got the cozy blanket. I got my water on standby. I hope you're all locked and loaded. And thank you so much again for joining me on this adventure. Let's just get to it. And where's Cameron's father? I would like to know where he is.
Damage control could be at Penn Station. So we're gonna transfer at the next stop and head upstate, okay?
Oops. That's noticeable. That's gonna be posted on social media.
Damage control.
Oh no, that was quick.
Right oh, sorry.
Watch where you're going.
We gotta go.
They're on a train. Where are they gonna go? So they did away with the homage to Steve Rogers Statue of Liberty makeover then?
I have an announcement to make.
I asked you for gift.
I am the light girl.
Oh my God! I had no idea.
Oh, Toba.
You told him already.
Also, I have been dying to ask you. On Eid, did you drop that kid on purpose, or was that like a game time decision?
Ahmed. Just because you can do all these amazing things doesn't mean that you actually volunteer to go looking for trouble, right?
I don't think you raised me to sit by and do nothing when I can help people.
Which means she's gonna search out trouble.
Kamala Khan, you're not going anywhere. Not dressed like that. I got something for you.
I bet she made it. She must have made it. And it's in a toffee box. Oh.
This feels a bit more like you. Hmm?
Oh, it's so sweet. And she's sewed in leather. See, we need more stories like this to be told.
Hide a mosque?
Why? What houses of worship are supposed to offer sanctuary?
This is a mosque in America.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon. I'm gonna need to see everybody's.
Oh, this is terrible. This is so terrible because it's true. It's probably true.
Lucky for you, Rashid has brought his famous yummy, yummy chocolate chip cookies.
The secret ingredient is nutmeg.
No one will be on your side, Sheik.
I don't need anyone on my side. I'm not even concerned if God is on my side, as long as I am on his side.
I don't have time for Quranic quotes. Excuse me.
Actually, that was Abraham Lincoln.
I really dislike her.
It's just storage. It's toilet paper.
Kick it in.
What up?
My mom would kill me if she found out I had a boyfriend and that it was that one.
Did you hear that? I'm her boyfriend. And you're both witnesses. Do you have a body cam? I'd love to have this one.
Keep looking.
Wait. You need a disguise.
Forgot the leather coats.
What are you guys wearing?
What are you wearing?
It's Carmen. I really need to get him out of town.
I know someone who can get him out.
Come on.
Jeez. Oh, jeez.
He's right. Please go. If you say you're not with us, then they won't hurt.
They already blew up my apartment.
They invaded the mosque twice.
They tried to trick me into giving you up.
What? 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 What?
What are you doing here?
The theater has good lighting. So what's the plan?
Yeah.
This is the plan. Since
Oh,
DMDC
right.
is already
Okay.
really obvious.
It's been forever since we had one of these storyboards.
Got it?
Oh, I needed more of a storyboard.
Sounds good. We'll keep him busy while you run out the back.
How are they getting in this building?
Bathroom window. All right, I went to school here too.
That's what the hammer's there for, sweetie.
And the real plan is Zoe.
And her 500,000 TikTok followers.
Ma'am, are we a go?
Hold.
I don't care if you need another 10 seconds. Evacuate now, Deaver. You hear me?
Understood.
She's not gonna do it.
Call in all additional units.
She's got a secret of something.
What were you even doing, my sister?
Driving lessons?
Do you even like British Bake Off? And I know she wouldn't help anybody out that didn't deserve it.
What am I planning on?
You freeze! All identical. I repeat, all identical.
What, he can multiply now?
Very valid question. Nice callback to the first episode.
Still with me?
Always was.
Now is not the time.
Hey, you guys gotta...
Now is not the time. Bruno's heart. I just heard it go.
Hey! Guys, come dance with me! On!
No. Oh, no. What? They clocked him. Oh, no.
It's working!
Find out.
What happened to my mother?
Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh. And here she is, trying to help you out.
Get on your knees.
They have pistols on him. No. Okay. This probably wasn't the most appropriate storytelling method they could have chosen. Oh my God, this is terrible. Was this a word she already knew, or did she just make it up? This is going so bad. This is no, you don't shoot. No. 'Cause, she's responding to what you are doing, so stop doing what you're doing. Hey, police officer, dude. I like how they made their different power sets different colors.
My mom was right. This isn't my home.
But she saved it for you! In her last moment, she sent everything she had to protect you. She chose you.
And if you had let me told you to that 10 minutes ago, we could have avoided a lot of this.
What am I supposed to do now? How can I be normal?
There is no normal. Get to the harbor. I'll buy you time.
Now, what makes her think the CODC won't be after her, too? So you said the Red Daggers have been after the clandestines forever. Why? Why was that ever a thing? We never did get why that was a thing. Did we?
Get up! Get her!
Ooh! Ooh! Like she didn't think this was gonna go
Don't say
badly.
anything, don't do anything, just get out of there.
Salam alaikum, Jersey City, baby!
It will be very difficult for her to find a husband.
My life flashing before my eyes.
doing it.
I sat there and watched Nachi Bahandi declare to the world she was my girlfriend.
Come celebrate this Friday. Celebrate our own superhero.
Oh. Abu's gonna make me cry, isn't he?
You saved the world.
We didn't see who picked him up.
Do you know why we named you Kamala? Your mother and I tried for years to have a second child. You were just so perfect. That's what Kamal means in Arabic. But in Urdu, it's more like Kamal means marvel.
I share the same name as Carol freaking Danvers.
I don't know who that is. Our own little Miss Marvel. No,
I love you.
love you too.
Kamran left his car.
I see that.
Dude, obviously I had to be snuck out of the country.
Looked at your genetic makeup again.
Bruno.
Amir kept asking if he might have powers too. And
I was wondering if the family members were gonna go,
but when I compared you to the rest of your family, something still seemed off. Kamala, there's something different in your genes.
Why?
Like a mutation.
Why? Mutants! Mutants! Why?
Whatever it is, it's just gonna be another label. Keys, please.
As if the DODC didn't know who she was by her community and people calling her name and who she hung out with. Narrowed it down 1,000. What?
Oh, no, no.
So what did that end credit scene mean? No clue whatsoever. Am I still frustrated? Yeah. Sort of. That whole episode, I should say a majority of it, was this ever-ending cycle of you stop it. No, you stop it. You stop it. No, you stop it. You stop it. This is when I may have to... Here's the thing. You go, I might have to think about this one for a bit. But who does that? Really, who stops and goes, why do I like this? Why do I don't? I do. Besides me, though. I wish they would have kept more with the family and less with people in military gear shooting bullets at teenagers and into a community of people. I can see why now there was a disclaimer, because I was thinking, what could there be? It wasn't like, Stranger Things where we're like, oh, these are kids with powers being killed, or even Obi-Wan, where we had Order 66 taking happen. So I was like, what could possibly be disturbing that we've seen in Ms. Marvel, given what we've been given for 5 episodes? And now I'm like, oh, now I know what it is. Could they have chosen to tell the story in another way and still have gotten the same point across? So why choose this way? I don't know. Because the part to me that was the most touching, that made me more teary-eyed than I was expecting, was seeing the community rally around her and how excited they were to have somebody represent them when they have been so unrepresented forever, essentially. So watching that joy, the sheik guy, little sheik guy, he's so cute, being so excited, and that was so unexpected. And I loved those little bits. And when you think about it, this is the first superhero, I guess, who has a family, who has a community, something that's very, 2 parents, siblings, friends, the community. Nobody else has that. And that's what makes this show special. And I want more of that. Less shooting at teenagers, please. More of the family in the community. I also think it's funny. What I've always found intriguing about the superhero dynamic altogether is that you have a person who's trying to fix wrongs in the world, but for some reason they can't do it as themselves. They do it under that identity. So the duality of keeping, your world separated, but trying to do your best in both. I find that intriguing. Marvel characters do a crap job at keeping those worlds separate. So why even bother having a dual identity? DC characters, much better at keeping that secret. So what I was afraid of, we got no answers whatsoever about Aisha and the clandestines and Noir. None about that. I knew it. I was hoping it wasn't true, but I knew it. Kamala has different genes than her family. Why? Switched at birth. Our parents are our parents. Something happened in the womb. Why? Does that have to be a thing? Did it have to be that way? Will we get those answers in the Marvels? I don't think so, because I'm thinking when you get the Marvels all involved with Monica Rambeau and Carol, I don't think it's gonna, maybe it will come into play a little bit. Why? So overall, concluding thoughts. I really enjoyed the characters. Kamala was great. Her family was great. Visually, it was the beginning, the first couple episodes, visually was exciting, entertaining. And I'd forgotten when they were Karachi that we lost all the visual eye candy. So I was glad we got it back. I just wish the story had been stronger and more consistent in the great things, and just less is more. Sometimes less is more. That's what I wish. So I am glad we get to see Kamala again in the Marvels, and I hope we see her family too, because that was the sprinkles of delightfulness on this Sunday. So yeah, so please join me again for those adventures, and I thank you for joining me on this one. So if you hit subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And I also hope that you have your 5 seconds of joy with your family, the one you were born into or the one you created. Have some fun, smile, share a hug. Gosh, we haven't hugged each other in a long time. So share a hug and then come back and see me. So thanks again, you all, and until next time.